This is our two-part special on found footage 3D film. And the first half is basically going to be our spoiler-filled review. The second half, though, is a real extra special treat. It's basically going to be sort of our night out with found footage. What are you doing?
I don't think these work.
I
can't see anything.
Not better?
No.
As always, I gotta warn you right up front in advance here, this is gonna be a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, go check it out and come on back. All right, we're back, and let us know, what's this all about?
Well, it's probably the best plot ever. Very movie within a movie.
Okay.
But this is a found footage movie about people making a found footage movie.
The first ever found footage horror movie in 3D.
Mind blown. Yeah. Anyway, so we have a group of people. We have Derek and Amy, who are the stars, kind of, and Derek's
producer
heading this whole thing, much to the chagrin of the director. And they go out to this place in the middle of nowhere, I believe it's in Texas.
Yes.
To film not only a found footage horror movie,
right?
They're also filming the behind the scenes documentary for the horror movie to get people interested in it, of course.
All intertwined, folks.
Yes. And as you can imagine, shit starts to go wrong. Turns out there's a real specter of death. Whoa.
All right, well, going into this, you were all excited. You were going to love it no matter what, so I'm sure you have a bunch of likes. Let's go ahead and regurgitate.
The whole movie is my like.
Wow.
The whole thing.
Okay.
All of it.
Wow.
That was easy.
Shortest
Yay!
like segment ever. All right. Now if we could do some service to our audience. And actually give us something a little bit more than the whole movie without giving us the whole movie.
Fine.
Yes.
Well, what I will say about the whole movie as an overall...
I just said not to.
I'm speaking.
Yes.
The whole movie as a concept, everything was done on purpose.
Okay.
You have to admit.
Okay. You went for a concept. Okay, good.
The whole movie, every scene, every line, every action, everything was clearly done on purpose. Everything fit together, meshed well, and I felt it made a very complete movie.
Okay,
so
all right.
There we go.
No, okay.
That's a real thought.
You salvaged it. You salvaged it. I'll give you that. You did. Okay, all right, that's good. And do you want me to jump in here, or
do you have any likes?
Okay, so...
Did he like a found footage movie?
All right, so here it is.
Are we about to witness this?
All right, so here it is, folks. If you saw the trailer reaction we did for this movie, I told you that I was going into this with an open mind because of one line in the trailer, and that was they promised me they would explain why the hell in all these found footage movies you don't just put the camera down and run away.
Having you put the camera down and run the hell away.
Did I get my answer? Yes.
And it was a great one.
And it was a great one. Yeah, I mean, we could jump ahead and cover that, but I want to say something else and give props.
More than one?
Yes, I do, because...
Oh my God.
The director of the movie inside the movie, not Steven DeGennaro, yes, Andrew, spent enough time in this movie to make me so proud and so happy, completely deconstructing
the whole genre.
The whole found footage genre and the audience that goes to see them. And I so appreciated that. It was as if I was on that screen. It was as if quotes had been taken from me. This was done many years ago, the script, so I know they weren't taken from me, but they could have been.
Yes.
And I so appreciated that. I really love that. And it wasn't just that they went off. Okay, so again, I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. He would point out some terrible thing about found footage.
And they got all of them.
Such as the fact that a lot of it is super shaky.
Yeah.
Our Blair Witch review is an example. But this movie didn't do the super, it's found footage. I can't argue that point. But it wasn't super shaky. So again, it's one thing to lambast and lampoon the genre. It's quite another to not make that same mistake in your own movie.
Well,
So,
any of
yes.
the genre kind of tropes or pitfalls that they do talk about don't actually happen in the movie unless it's kind of a joke. Because
Yes.
there is a scene with shaky camera work, but it's for the movie in the movie, Spectre of Death.
Right, yeah,
And it's on purpose because audiences like that stupid, and they're calling audiences dumb, and they don't know what they're looking at. And you have to be
That-
somewhat introspective to also like this movie.
Without question, because they also cover what I'm sure is something that goes on all the time, where either studios or producers or someone else outside says, hey, let's do something dumb, like have someone survive at the end of a found footage movie, and somebody has to say, that's stupid, that's not the definition. We got the greatest line ever.
That was, I think, probably my favorite scene because I felt like my mind expanded into the universe because it was that brilliant when Andrew the director says, well, everyone has to die because then otherwise it's just footage.
It's just footage. Wow. Even I have got to go. Wow.
What?
Okay.
That was so amazing.
So amazing, yeah. And there was another thing that you'll probably see us using a lot. I mean, when I take a line out of a movie, that says something. But
Yes.
Lily, the young, innocent PA, never worked on a horror movie before, actually fires off with the pop scare right before the jump scare occurs.
The jump scare, and I think it's probably one of the most overused cliches.
But pop scares.
Pop scares.
Perfect.
Yes, expect to hear from that.
We're just dead. We're saying that from now
Yeah,
on.
without question. What else was I think I've only got maybe one more thing.
No, you don't. You have a ton.
Nah,
I was there. I was there.
Many of them I agree with you on.
Yeah.
So, and we've covered quite a few of them. Outside.
What?
No, go ahead.
I could go on for a while.
I'm sure you could, but in the interest of not putting people to sleep.
I don't care.
Okay,
This
fine.
movie was amazing.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess with the pop scares, jumping onto that is the humor.
That's true.
Of
This
the
is
whole movie.
a very funny movie.
And I am not into comedy at
No.
all. People think it's kind of weird. I don't watch some maybe TV shows, but I don't read funny books. I don't watch funny things. I don't watch funny movies.
No, she's got
I'm very bland.
no sense of humor.
No, this movie had me laughing out loud.
It did.
And actually, it had everyone. I think there were some like crack up the theater scenes, but not a lot of things get me to do more than.
No, it really did. I mean, humor is subjective. Duh, no big deal.
Well, of course.
But like you said, the whole audience. So there was enough different taste in there that it absolutely appealed to everybody.
And as a found footage fan myself, I thought kind of the lambasting found footage fans was actually very funny.
It was.
Just because I recognize all the things they're talking about and the tropes and the horrible things, and people watch this garbage, and I'm like, yeah, I do. This is awesome.
Yes. So tying back to what I said earlier, the explanation for why they did not put down the camera and run in this movie
Also blew my mind.
as an explanation is very, very good. And that is to say that they were not, that the specter, the ghost, whatever you want to call it, was only able to be seen on camera. That in and of itself probably would have been enough. Yeah, would have been satisfied with that. But throughout the movie, they actually set it up.
Yeah, but you didn't know.
Well, right, but I'm saying once it was revealed, it was not something that you were like groan.
Yeah.
It was just very organic to the plot. It made 100% sense. Was not crowbarred in.
No,
anything
it
like
didn't
that.
feel forced or contrived. When we find the moment when Mark says you can only see the ghost
Just
on
back
camera,
right?
all of a sudden you go,
Oh,
yeah, you've only seen it.
Yeah, the other times we've only
yeah.
seen it. So
he keeps a camera with him, and he's looking for the thing when he goes to save Amy, of course.
Right, yeah.
But they had only shown it on camera, but you don't actually really realize that because it's not like, look at this thing on the camera.
Right. Yeah.
It was much more subtle than that.
Much more subtle. Extremely, extremely well done. And like I said, that's what I was looking for. I was so happy to get that. And then the other thing that I had some concerns of with any movie, but especially found footage, is that 99% of found footage movies end pretty much the exact same way. Everyone dies, title card is flashed up saying that their bodies were never found. You know,
it's been 13 years.
And not this one.
No, this one even talked about the rules of found footage at the end.
Yes, they did, and then went a little askew.
Yes.
You know? So Amy turning into the Spectre, jumping out and killing Mark, and it ending was absolutely perfect for me because it was just ambiguous enough to say that, you know, she became the Spectre, she's dead, she's dead, whatever, and final enough to say the only thing that would be found is this footage.
Yeah.
Yes. So wrapped up absolutely perfectly for me. I would
and it was again the split second end. Too.
Yes.
Just over.
Over. Done. Yeah. Wow. That. You were concerned. You were afraid, but I actually did have quite a few things. I walked out genuinely surprised. And
the gore.
The gore.
There was a lot of horror things aside just from found footage. They did talk about other movies or other kind of things. However, they had it's not a gory movie, but there was one scene with gore, but it was so well done because it was actually kind of almost an emotional scene.
Yes,
but a cool scene. It was a lot of things.
It had a lot of impact on a level outside of the gore, from the standpoint of you know, like you said, you see Amy crack Derek over the head with the hammer. Done.
But that's it. We don't see anything else.
You know, we move on.
Except maybe blood under the door.
A little blood under the door. A lot of blood under the door. Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Then Derek's brother, who has been established as brothers, is established as having a close relationship, is
a tumultuous one, but
but brothers kind of do that. So that's nothing out of the ordinary. Is forced to go back into the kitchen where the murder occurred
to get a wireless mic.
And there's not a body there. Nope. There's pieces of a body there.
There are pieces of a body everywhere.
And so the thought of having to crawl through the pieces of the body of your brother, and it was just.
But we don't know what happened either, and I love that.
That's the best part.
We have no idea how Derek went from hammer to exploding.
Hammer, body parts. I mean,
and ribs everywhere.
Yeah.
And it looked really good, but I kind of liked the no explanation.
No, love the no explanation. I don't need to be spoon-fed. I don't need to have a special effect showing him blowing up.
No,
absolutely perfect.
Just a nice little splash of gore.
It's a little
perfect
little ear piece, or something, you know, laying on the ground.
There's ribs everywhere.
Yes, delicious.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised that someone here liked the movie and had a good time and was laughing. Stop it! You were there. I saw it.
Yeah, but you said someone here, like a group of people.
Anyway, we would be remiss. This is still a review.
Yes, it is.
We still have to ask. I'm a little scared.
Yes.
What your dislikes were, because I know how you feel about found footage.
Yes. Oh, poor Pinhead.
Pinhead's running away because he knows too.
He knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. And okay, so buckle up, folks. This is going to be an interesting one. My dislikes for the film, honestly, if I had to, and I spent a long time thinking about this. I did. May some ways not have actually anything to do with the movie. So bear with me here. Okay, two things. What? Number one, they kind of tie in together. We reacted to the trailer.
We did.
Okay,
I was there.
And I do remember very clearly that after watching the movie, I thought to myself, wow, looks like this is going to start out with a little funny bits here and there, and you know, maybe 20%, and then we'll rock and roll into the found footage gore thing. Pinhead, calm yourself.
Pinhead doesn't like where this is going.
The actual movie was probably 75% humor and 20% gore. Horror. Sorry, yeah, not
gore. It was like 1% gore.
Yeah, but distracted by Pinhead. And so then I started to look at the marketing material. Mm-hmm. And again, I didn't see the horror comedy aspect of it. Okay. I saw the horror aspect of it.
Okay.
So as bizarre as it's going to sound, my dislike is more with the marketing approach, shall we say, because of this. And this is the only reason why. From my very many likes, you could tell that this was a little bit different for me, and so I would like this movie to succeed. And when, not if, but when this movie is shot out to the movie theaters, if it is marketed as it is currently, and you get the teenage set to go to be frightened. I have a concern that they will be walking out.
They won't get it
before we get to that part. You'll see later on in our second half of this, the director talks about his love of the movie Scream.
Okay.
If this is marketed in a similar fashion, then we definitely have a winner.
And Scream was huge.
It was, and this, has the potential to be that as well. Just as a straight up, this is a horror. May not be the way to market it. That's all. So as bizarre as it sounds,
but that's not the movie.
I know it isn't the movie. I thought and really worked on it and didn't have anything else really. I have to be honest. I can't stand up here and lie and trash it for no reason whatsoever. So I guess I'll say that my dislike is not actually having anything to do with the film.
Hold on.
I know.
It does not appear that the world is ending. There's no apocalypse outside. I just checked.
Yeah.
What just happened? People, you are seeing history here.
Yes, the sarcasm continues. It may be the apocalypse for an individual. All right, I'm going to get off this now because you're just losing it. And
so you didn't like how the trailer was edited. I see. That really has things to do with the movie.
Yes,
okay.
and it doesn't, but that's what I've got. Okay, Miss, I loved the movie as my positives. Should we just wrap this now, or you got something to say?
I might have something to say.
Okay, well, let me go check the apocalypse now. Hold on.
So, I'll admit, I'm going to be totally honest. I'm so over him, is my honesty right now. Anyway, so we had our drive home last night. Mm-hmm. I was up for maybe about 2 hours after that, thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Then I had to drive again today.
All right, yeah.
So that's
now that we've got your schedule, does this have anything to do with the movie?
A few hours worth of contemplation and driving, and I haven't found a single thing.
Okay.
I haven't.
All right. You could have saved us all a lot of time.
Nope.
And just said, don't have any, cut.
Everything felt like it was on purpose. Nothing felt forced. The acting was great. It was absolutely hysterical.
We did the likes.
But
But this is the dislikes.
I couldn't. There wasn't even a scene I didn't like.
All right. So Lexus has no dislikes, and mine apparently has to do with marketing. Let's move on. Pinhead time. As well as everyone else out there knows what yours is, so just spit it out and let's be done with it.
What?
We know it. We know what you're gonna give it.
I will be honest. You probably all know what it is. And while we did get to go behind the scenes and we got to meet Stephen DeGennaro and everything, we've been pretty involved with seeing this movie come to Florida.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, that's not influencing.
No, it really doesn't.
It really
because
can't. This wouldn't be genuine if it did.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Those were all awesome memories forever.
Sure.
But this movie has won awards at every single film festival over and over and over. Like fan favorite, best new film.
Yeah.
And like not these little, like it won, I think, the jury pick for the Bruce Campbell Film Festival.
Yes.
It won at Fright Fest. It wins everywhere and there's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for a movie, not only these awards are not made up. It has, I think, 13.
No. Yeah.
Again,
right now. Probably more to come.
It's going to keep going.
And we didn't really even know about that, to be honest.
No, we found that out last night. Oh my God. There's that. And I didn't have any dislikes. This movie was put together so structurally sound and so well that I can't give it anything else but a 5.
Shock, gas.
I did not like anything.
Yes. All right. And you're entitled to your opinion, so I'm not gonna diss it or anything like that. I mean, you gave it 5. You gave it 5.
I did.
And it's good reasons, good solid reasons.
If you give it anything else,
so here's
we're
the
not
deal.
friends.
Well, okay, yeah. So.
What could you give it?
Well, okay. So.
Mr. I had an awesome time last night.
Well, did I say that? Maybe it was in the second half. Regardless. I've only given out 1 5. It was to the loved ones, and that deserved it on every level. I had no dislike at all for that film. I did have a dislike for this film in a roundabout.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No,
I did.
You didn't.
And watch the tape. It's on the tape. As such, I'm going to have to, proudly give it a 4.5.
Nope. I disagree.
I know you disagree. But on what grounds?
Who was in charge of marketing?
That I don't know.
Exactly.
All right.
What if we hadn't seen the trailer? Who was in charge of editing the trailer? We don't know.
Hold on. Back up. All right. Lexus has had a good thought.
For once.
Mark the calendar. Taking the trailer out of the equation, pretending I had never seen it, is a fair question. So
I'm sorry you didn't like the IMDb description, but
I don't even think I read that. Regardless, taking that out, then you know what? I am going to up it, and I am going to say I don't have any dislikes, so this is going to be a 5-pinhead movie for me.
That's what I damn well thought.
So your 5, my 5. This is going to be a second one ever. 5-pinhead movie. So that's going to do it for our amazing night out with Found Footage 3D. Obviously, we loved every aspect of it. Please come on back. Let us know what you think in the comment section below if you've had a chance to see it.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well as all of our social media. I had plenty of pictures, tweets, Instagram, things going on all over the place from last night. We're still going to be posting them for a couple days.
Yeah, and wanted to let you know I found some footage of you from a few years back. It was...
I thought you had to have a subscription for that site.